You watch pro football, they get a cramp in their hamstring, what do? They stretch it.
Right.
If you overstretch a muscle, it causes it to relax. So this is what I explain. Okay, so there's a little bit of a dance in this thing, what we call the practice of chiropractic. My son's in massage therapy school, right? And he's like, Dad, the muscles and this and that. I said, oh, do not be that guy that comes to me and tells me that if the muscle's so tight, that's the problem. So the question is this, okay? What the heck does adjusting a bone have to do? What does cracking a bone have to do with anything, right? How could that even work? We talked about this firing going up and back down. From a neurological standpoint, if a vertebrae is slightly out of position, it's going to fire messages to the brain. That's called aberrant firing, right? A bombardment of aberrant firing is going to come back down. What's interesting, it might not just come back down the same way. It can come down the same subway tracks, but go out to different areas. When you have a misalignment of the vertebrae, the neurology will tell you that you have a bombardment of irregular brain information. That can start confusing the body. By adjusting the body, as we're trying to take that irregular firing out of the situation. Now, how does it work and what is the noise?
Right.
The noise is just gas escaping. You have, between the joints, you have gas in there. So when you gap the joint, you're gonna get an escape, okay? So that's just gas, okay? You watch pro football, they get a cramp in their hamstring, what do? They stretch it.
Right.
If you overstretch a muscle, it causes it to relax. So this is what I explained to my son, that he told me, if all those muscles are so tight, Dad, and you just adjust that bone, it's not gonna cause those muscles to relax. No, look at this. Take your finger for a second and move it as far as you can, okay? This index finger, move it down as far as you can. Now, if you notice, we still have a lot of range of motion.
Yeah.
So a chiropractic adjustment, we're gonna go out and go a little bit more than normal. We create a stretch reflex mechanism that causes everything to shut down. A lot of times I want to adjust you before you go get a massage because if the vertebrae is out of place and that muscle's tight, you're gonna sit there and dig. My therapist will dig and dig. But if I can open up that vertebrae, you'll see that muscle will relax. So what a chiropractic adjustment is, you're creating a stretch reflex. If it's gonna cause the system to relax, you're gonna shut down that aberrant firing. You know, then you can even go farther, that if a vertebrae is out of position, you got a disc in the middle. That disc does not have a lot of blood supply. It works at inhibition. So if it's not gliding and pumping and moving, all of a sudden it's out of place, it's going to degenerate.
Thanks for listening to the Adrian Sinclair Show. You can find previous episodes on the Apodcast multi-channel network at apodcast.com. You can also stream this podcast on Spotify, iTunes, Google Podcasts, Podbean, and other audio platforms. And if you subscribe to our weekly newsletter, you'll get convenient short summaries of podcasts you may have missed. So check it out. And lastly, please support us by sharing our episodes on social media. We really appreciate it. Thanks.